afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, can you all hear me? There's a lot of background noise there, so I'll try not to shout at you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you had a nice lunch. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our business over 10-15 minutes, give you a little bit of a flavour of our business. I was talking to somebody over lunch and trying to explain to them what we do. And he said, "You're kind of rare." I said, "We are like hen's teeth. There aren't too many indigenous Irish pharmaceutical manufacturing companies, but that's a subject for another talk." I failed the first test. So I'm going to give an introduction to the company, who we are, our history, track record, the facilities we have, our products, our markets, and then I'm going to give just a very brief flavour of one case study of us trying to secure approval for one of our products. So we're a manufacturer of pharmaceutical active ingredients. So when you go into the pharmacy and pick up a pack of aspirin, it says each tablet contains aspirin EP 500 milligrams. So it's 500 milligrams, that's what we manufacture. We don't manufacture any formulated products. We manufacture active ingredients which we supply to other companies. They formulate them and sell the product to patients. I established a business in 2007 in Ballymote, County Sligo. We supply mainly generic markets in the US, Canada, other territories, but mainly North America. We had our first US FDA inspection in 2009. We had a second one a couple of years later. We have a third one coming up next month. We've been inspected by EU authorities a couple of times too. So we're, like any pharmaceutical manufacturing company, we're heavily regulated, heavily inspected. Just missed the best bit of it out. Funny kidding. Sorry, something in all the audience. A few friendly faces in the audience, which always helps. So where are we? We're based in Ballymote, County Sligo. Some people jokingly refer to it as Ballyremote. I would never say such a thing. But it's a good location for us. It works well. We have a very good relationship with IT Sligo. Currently, about 70% of my colleagues are actually graduates of the local universities and the college. They're all changing now, and they were all at universities. So we have a very good relationship with them. It's not too far from Dublin. 2 hours to the M50. So some people say it might take them 2 hours to get to the M50 from outside Dublin, or suburb of. So as a location, it works for us. So this is our location. The reason we're in this location is there were existing buildings already there. We're a small company, we have limited resources, we have secured funding from various sources, including Enterprise Ireland, but we're not a property developer, so we're looking for existing buildings that had an outline planning permission for manufacturing. Not always easy to find in Dublin, or if you do find one, it's 200,000 square feet, very, very large buildings. So our building is 8,000 square feet, but around us at the time there was another 30,000 square feet empty, available. That was one of the key attractions to us. Also by being located in the BMW region, which is a sort of misnomer, I think. It, I think, pushed us up the list a little bit with Enterprise Ireland, who were our primary source of funding. So we have a very small scale facility. I refer to it as a production laboratory. We make quite small scale products. Commodity active ingredients are manufactured on hundreds of thousands of tons scale. Our largest volume product last year was 500 kilos and our smallest was 200 grams. So we're making quite small, niche. That's our business, is niche products. We run QC lab, we run development group, so we do pretty much everything in-house. Just to give you a little bit of focus on the generic market, the impact on sales of a large generic can be quite dramatic. For example, Lipitor in 2011 had sales of 9 billion, actually had sales of about 10 billion the year before. It had already started to be eroded in certain territories. But in 2012, the sales just went off a cliff edge. You can see the volume of prescriptions, 82% of them went generic in 1 year. That's a very dramatic example, but the generic business is extremely competitive. And you can see also in this slide, I hope, that in the US, about 84% of the market, of prescriptions that is, are generic. It's huge. In Ireland, we're not quite so fond of generics as other countries. Again, it's a subject for other talk. But the US market is our main market. It's a very good market, and it's a very high penetration of generics. Also, prices are very good. And in fairness to our customers, they're a bit more. They like risk. In Europe, European companies are not so keen on risk in the generic industry. They're looking for suppliers who are already established. Whereas our customers tend to partner with us from the beginning, which is the rules it's nice onto our own products. So I won't go through these in detail, but again, somebody will ask me, what kind of products do you make? And it's a whole range of different things. So from some of them are active ingredients, and you can see on the right-hand column, we do a lot of exclusives. We actually develop products exclusively for a customer. That's part of our business model. That's what makes us different. So we've got an antiarrhythmic there, we've got a head lice treatment, a loop diuretic, lots of different things. To be perfectly honest, we don't really care what the therapeutic application is. We're interested in particular types of products based on volume, technology, chemistry that suit our business model. That's really what's important to us. Obviously, it's a pharmaceutical product, so it's going to have some health application, it's going to have some utilization, but from our point of view, it doesn't really matter. We also have a pipeline of development products. I use the analogy like the Grand National. We have horses leaving at different times. They're not all going at the same time. Some of them fall when each is broke, some of them fall along the way, but ultimately some product gets all the way around and ultimately gets to a commercial launch in partnership with our customer. And then we still have other horses, we're following around with our binoculars. Occasionally we lose a jockey, customer drops the product, we go off and look for another jockey to pick it up. So as I said, our products are customer driven. We find the customer and the product first. We don't develop a product and then we're looking for a customer. I suppose it's a luxury we have, and that's the niche market we're dealing with. What is the gap in the market that the customer has? Well, either they cannot find the product, and that it's not being supplied by anybody except the innovator who's already on the market, or they can't find the quality they want. We're an FDA inspected, EU inspected facility, so we have to meet the highest standards. So our customers are looking for that type of supplier. We then discuss with the customer if they want exclusive or non-exclusive supply. In most cases, we do exclusive. I'm the ultimate pragmatist. Whatever works, gets us business, we'll do it. Within reason, obviously. We then do our own market research. Customer comes to us with a potential product. We look at the market volume and the market price. If somebody comes to us with an active ingredient, which is the market translates to 20 tons of active ingredient per annum, and the price translates to maybe $100 a kilo for the active ingredient, that's not a product for us. If it's a $25 million product, that's 5 kilos of the active ingredient. Interesting. Maybe we can secure 1 kilo, 2 kilos of that market with our power. So you get the idea. We're looking for a particular type of product that suits us. We then also have to do a technical review as to whether that product actually meets our skill set. Do all of that today. We also look at various patents, what restrictions there are for the product itself, process patents, polymorphs, whatever. No restrictions there may be. Once they pass all those tests, we then go to develop the product in partnership with our customer. So just to put some flesh in the bones of that development process, we start out, we develop the synthesis. Well, the synthesis may have been reported 20, 30 years ago, but we still have to get that up and running in our laboratories. We have to optimize that to develop the materials that reach the current standards, which is not easy. It's relatively easy to make a product 90% pure, but to get to 99.99% is another story altogether. We develop our analytical methods. Again, I'm not going to dwell on this, I'm not sure we're doing any chemists in the audience, but just to give you a flavour of the various types of things we have to do. To scale up the process, we validate it, we start gathering stability data to demonstrate that our active ingredient is no better or no worse than the innovator's active ingredient already out there. We then file a US Drug Master File, which alerts the US authorities to the fact that we're intending to market this product in the US. They then review it. That's another. We'll come back to it, and ultimately they approve that. In parallel then, our customer is developing the drug formulation. So they're waiting for us to supply them with some active ingredients so they can start developing their formulation. Tablet, injection vial, cream, whatever. They go through their own process and sequence of it. We then companies to get to the point where they file their market authorization application, which is called ANDA. That's the acronym. It's impossible to avoid acronyms in talk, isn't it? So apologies for some of them. And then there's an FDA review process. The FDA won't even look at our drug master file until the customer files an ANDA. So they're not even interested in us until it becomes important. It becomes to their eyes important that somebody to market a product using our technology. Again, you can see that the timelines here will take up to 6 years to get a generic approved. That's around how long it takes. About 4 years ago, the US FDA introduced fees. Up to that point, it was free to file for a generic. So they've put in $1.2 billion originally, but still a lot of money for fees. It's got worse. That's government for it. So it takes quite a time to get a product approved. It's quite a few hoops to jump through. I'll give you some flavor on that. However, you know, on specification to manufacture a product too. So there's in the United States Pharmacopoeia. It's basically a Bible of specifications for different generic products. But often these are quite outdated, and the modern authorities have moved the goalposts. I refer to use the analogy that pharmaceutical regulation is like a slow-moving boa constrictor. It's wrapped around you and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And to survive, you have to get stronger and stronger to push back. So it's perhaps a crude analogy, but pharmaceutical regulation is always going in one direction, getting more and more strict. I suppose I'm not trying to defend the regulatory authorities or attack them necessarily, but the idea is in the interest of patient safety. As analytical scientific techniques improve, we can see more that's present as impurities in different pharmaceutical products. We tend as a company then to look at the United States Pharmacopoeia specification and add to it. We anticipate the fact that the regulatory authorities are going to raise the bar a bit higher for us. So we add regulatory tests as are appropriate. The FDA then reviews that, and sometimes they agree with us and sometimes they disagree. So I'll give you a quick case study. Bertillon tosylate. It was discovered in the 1960s by Dr. Marvin Bacaner, who was a very interesting story. You should Google him. He's a fascinating life in itself. Still alive, a wily 90-something-year-old. But his product stops heart fibrillation. We're all familiar with the defibrillators in health centers and so on. This is a chemical equivalent, if you like. So if somebody comes into an emergency room, the number one product is amiodarone, but if you don't respond to that, Bertillon tosylate is the number two alternative product. It's only marketed in the US. There are many examples of products that are only marketed in Europe, only marketed in Japan, only marketed in the US, whatever. So this is an unusual one that is only marketed in the US. It was withdrawn from the US market in 2010 for commercial reasons. We were approached by a partner, a very small company, actually 2 people. The CEO is an eminent cardiologist who's recognised that there are products that he wants to bring back to the market. He's part businessman, part cardiologist, part philanthropist. He's a very interesting man. That's some customers tend to be. Again, we're talking much about your relation with the customer in the pharmaceutical industry develops over years as we're working through these approval processes. So you actually get to know them quite well. And for the most part, they're a pleasure to deal with. So we were approached to develop this product in partnership with the US market. So there's a little bit of fact and fiction about this, which is interesting. So try to entertain.